The 7 worst exercises for people over 50. Avoid these movements. Number 7 is the most dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. Number 1. Leg press machine. The leg press machine is often used to strengthen the legs, allowing the use of heavy loads with back support. However, this exercise can be harmful for people over 50 due to its unfavorable biomechanics. The leg press forces the knees and hips to work at a sharp flexion angle, increasing compression on the joints and tendons. This impact can be particularly problematic for individuals already showing signs of osteoarthritis or other degenerative conditions. Additionally, the fixed foot position on the platform reduces the activation of stabilizing muscles, making the knee joint more susceptible to overload. Another issue arises when the weight used is too heavy. The downward movement of the weight can cause the lower back to lose contact with the seat, increasing pressure on the intervertebral discs. This factor raises the risk of herniated discs and chronic lower back pain. A safer option to strengthen leg muscles without overloading the knees and hips is the bodyweight squat. This exercise allows for a more natural and controlled movement, activating not only the quadriceps but also the glutes and stabilizing muscles of the lower back. If necessary, a light support can be held to assist with balance. Another safe alternative is the horizontal leg press with a light load, as it reduces knee compression and allows for greater control over the movement. Number 2. Overhead press exercises. Exercises involving lifting weights overhead, such as dumbbell or barbell shoulder presses, require high joint mobility and good muscular balance. However, they can be problematic for people over 50. The shoulder joint is one of the most mobile in the body, but also one of the most vulnerable. As we age, the rotator cuff, a group of muscles and tendons responsible for shoulder stability, becomes more susceptible to injuries. The overhead press movement requires this structure to bear significant loads, which can lead to inflammation and tears. Another risk factor lies in scapular rotation. For the movement to occur without overload, the shoulder blades must move in a coordinated manner. However, over time, some people develop stiffness in the thoracic region, impairing mobility and making the exercise riskier. A safer option to strengthen the shoulders without overloading the joint is lateral raises with light dumbbells. This exercise allows for gradual deltoid strengthening without requiring extreme mobility or causing excessive compression. Another alternative is using resistance bands to perform the pressing movement with lower, more controlled resistance. Number 3. Heavy deadlift. The deadlift is one of the most effective exercises for developing strength, as it works several muscle groups simultaneously. However, incorrect execution or using excessively heavy weights can make this movement risky for people over 50. The deadlift requires impeccable posture to avoid overloading the lower back. If the movement is performed with excessive spinal flexion or insufficient core activation, there is a significant risk of intervertebral disc injury, which may result in hernias. Additionally, decreased flexibility in the hamstrings and thoracic spine, common with aging, can make proper execution difficult, increasing the likelihood of postural compensations. To strengthen the posterior chain without compromising the lower back, a safer alternative is the light dumbbell deadlift, which allows for greater movement control and reduces spinal load. Another effective option is the hip thrust, which strengthens the glutes without requiring deep spinal flexion. Number 4. Traditional sit-ups and crunches. Traditional sit-ups are often included in workout routines to strengthen the core. However, these exercises can be problematic for people over 50. The repetitive spinal flexion movement increases pressure on the intervertebral discs, which can accelerate degenerative processes such as herniated and bulging discs. Additionally, many people tend to overly strain their neck and shoulders during the exercise, resulting in discomfort in the cervical region. A safer alternative to strengthen the core without overloading the spine is the isometric plank. This exercise activates the deep abdominal muscles without the need for repeated spinal flexion. Another effective option is the dead bug, a movement that strengthens the core in a functional and controlled way. Number 5. Plyometric exercises. Exercises involving jumps and explosive movements can be beneficial for developing muscle power, but pose high risks for people over 50. The impact force generated during repetitive landings can overload the knees, ankles, and hips. Additionally, reduced bone density increases the risk of stress fractures. A safer option is controlled step-ups, which strengthen the legs without causing excessive impact. Aquatic exercises are also excellent alternatives as they reduce joint load. road. Number 6. Long distance running. Long distance running may seem like one of the best exercises to maintain cardiovascular health and manage weight, but after turning 50, it becomes one of the riskiest movements for your joints. This is because with each step, your body absorbs an impact of up to 3 times your weight, which can accelerate cartilage wear and significantly increase the risk of osteoarthritis. Many people believe running is safe because it's a natural body movement, but few realize that as the years pass, the body undergoes structural changes that make running more challenging. The loss of collagen in the joints, decreased flexibility, and reduced bone density create a less favorable environment to withstand constant impacts. The problem isn't just the force of the impact, but the repetition of that impact over many miles. If you run regularly, you've likely felt some knee, ankle, or hip pain. It may have started as a mild discomfort, but over time, these small signs can evolve into more serious problems. When the stabilizing muscles of the pelvis and core aren't strong enough, the body finds ways to compensate for this weakness, slightly altering posture and running mechanics. The result? Disproportionate stress on certain joints, leading to accelerated wear and a much higher risk of chronic injuries. And that's not all. Long distance running also places significant strain on the spine. As we age, intervertebral discs lose water and elasticity, becoming less effective at absorbing shock. This means each landing during a run puts additional pressure on the lower back, potentially leading to persistent pain and even herniated discs. Scientific studies have shown that veteran runners experience more pronounced joint wear than those engaging in low-impact activities like cycling and walking. A study published in the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy found that individuals over 50 who run regularly have a 30% higher risk of developing knee osteoarthritis compared to those who prefer walking. Another study conducted by the American College of Sports Medicine revealed that the incidence of stress fractures significantly increases in older runners, especially those who don't combine running with strength training. This occurs because bone density naturally decreases with age, making bones more prone to microfractures. Muscle recovery also slows down, raising the risk of tendon and joint inflammation. If you already run and want to know if it's harming your joints, pay attention to the signs your body is sending. Persistent pain in the knees, ankles, or hips, joint stiffness upon waking, swelling after workouts, and slower than usual recovery are clear indicators that your body is struggling with repetitive impact. Ignoring these signals can lead to more serious issues in the future, making simple daily activities like climbing stairs or walking long distances much more difficult and painful. So, what should you do if you love running? The good news is that there are safer ways to maintain cardiovascular health without subjecting your joints to such intense impact. Instead of long-distance running, consider brisk walking, which provides similar heart benefits with significantly less impact. Cycling is another excellent alternative, allowing for an intense cardiovascular workout without overloading the knees and hips. If you don't want to give up running, another option is to reduce the frequency and intensity, alternating it with lower impact activities. Choosing softer surfaces such as grass or cushioned treadmills also helps reduce joint stress. Strengthening the muscles around the joints is essential to maintain stability and reduce injury risk. Strengthening exercises for the quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and core can improve running biomechanics and better distribute the impact, protecting the joints. Another crucial point is to pay attention to your running technique. Small adjustments in how you land and move your arms can make a big difference in reducing impact and preventing injuries. Working with a running coach or physical therapist can help identify and correct movement patterns that may be overloading your joints. Additionally, investing in a good pair of running shoes suited to your foot type and equipped with proper cushioning can help minimize impact and reduce pressure on your knees and ankles. In summary, long-distance running can be a significant challenge for those over 50, especially without special attention to joint health and movement mechanics. If your goal is to maintain cardiovascular health and fitness without compromising your joints, it's worth considering safer alternatives like brisk walking, cycling, or low-impact interval training. The important thing is to stay active in a way that preserves your mobility and long-term well-being. Now that we've discussed the impact of long-distance running, let's move on to the next exercise that may cause more problems than benefits for those over 50. Number 7. High-impact exercises and explosive movements. The most dangerous of all. High-impact exercises such as jumps, burpees, jump lunges, and plyometrics are often promoted as excellent ways to improve strength, endurance, and muscle power. And indeed, these exercises are effective for training explosiveness and speed. However, once you're over 50, the risks associated with these movements may outweigh the benefits. As we age, joints become more susceptible to injuries due to the natural wear of cartilage and the reduction in bone density. Additionally, muscles take longer to recover, making any repetitive impact a real threat to joint and bone health. The core issue with explosive exercises lies in how the body absorbs impact. When you perform a jump, for example, your joints endure a load much greater than during walking or running. The impact generated during landing can be several times your body weight. For young individuals with healthy joints and good muscle recovery, this may not be an issue, but for those over 50, every landing places tremendous pressure on the knees, ankles, and hips. Over time, this excessive load can lead to cartilage wear, chronic pain, and even severe injuries like ligament tears or stress fractures. Another concerning factor is osteoporosis and osteopenia, conditions that affect bone density and increase fracture risk. In postmenopausal women, bone mass loss accelerates significantly, making high-impact exercises even more dangerous. If bone density is reduced, a simple jump can be enough to cause a fracture in vulnerable areas such as the femur, tibia, or vertebrae. Even for those without a diagnosed case of osteoporosis, the risk of microfractures in the feet and ankles rises, especially if exercises are performed with poor technique or on hard surfaces. Beyond joints and bones, muscles and tendons also suffer from excessive impact. Explosive exercises require a high level of strength and muscle control. However, with aging, tendon elasticity decreases, making them more prone to inflammation and tears. The Achilles tendon, for example, is one of the most vulnerable structures during exercises involving repeated jumps. An injury to this tendon can take months to recover from, and in some cases may even require surgery. Another factor making high-impact exercises dangerous for people over 50 is the gradual loss of motor coordination and balance. Quick explosive movements require efficient neuromuscular response, something that can deteriorate over time, increasing the risk of falls and sprains. Someone might have enough strength to perform a jump, but without proper balance and stability, there's a real risk of landing improperly and suffering an ankle sprain or knee injury. That said, it doesn't mean you need to completely eliminate dynamic exercises from your routine. The key is to find alternatives that provide the same benefits without the risks associated with excessive impact. A great substitute for jumps is the controlled step up, where you slowly and mindfully step onto and off a platform, strengthening the leg muscles without stressing the joints. Additionally, functional exercises involving lateral movements like walking in different directions and working on hip mobility can help maintain agility and coordination without compromising safety. Another effective alternative for training muscle power without excessive impact is aquatic exercises. Movements performed in water offer enough resistance to challenge the muscles without overloading the joints. Water aerobics, for example, is an excellent way to build strength and cardiovascular endurance without putting the body under mechanical stress. Moreover, water provides a safe environment, reducing the risk of falls and injuries. If your goal is to maintain explosive strength and the ability to react quickly to stimuli, it's possible to do so without compromising your joints. Exercises with controlled resistance, such as using resistance bands and light weights, can be a great alternative. A good example is the quick squat without a jump, where the focus is on accelerating the upward movement without lifting your feet off the ground. This keeps the muscles activated without causing unnecessary impact. In addition to adapting the exercises, it's essential to pay attention to workout progression. A common mistake is attempting explosive movements without proper preparation. The best approach is to prioritize muscle strengthening and stability exercises before attempting any type of more dynamic training. This means that before adding speed or explosiveness to your workout, you need to ensure that your strength foundation is well developed. For those who want to maintain good physical conditioning without taking risks, low-impact interval training is an excellent alternative. Instead of doing burpees or box jumps, try alternating periods of brisk walking with resistance exercises such as squats or planks. This keeps your heart rate elevated, improves aerobic capacity, and strengthens muscles without putting stress on the joints. Beyond training modifications, certain habits can help protect your joints in the long term. The first step is to ensure proper hydration, as cartilage needs water to maintain its elasticity and shock-absorbing ability. Additionally, investing in a good warm-up before workouts and specific stretches afterward can help maintain flexibility and prevent injuries. Finally, listening to your body is fundamental. If you experience joint pain after performing impact exercises, it's a sign that your body is asking for a different approach. Adapting your workout doesn't mean you stop challenging yourself. It means finding smarter ways to keep exercising without harming your health. After all, active longevity isn't about who lifts the most weight or runs the fastest, but about who can maintain a healthy, functional body over the years.